Wind is picking up here at the Big A as we are off and running with grade 1 quality speed on this Friday edition of Aqueduct Insider, a Friday card, in fact, on the inner track, which looks terrific, that golden brown rich color, but a card that was accelerated due to the plummeting temperatures and winds that were picking up, Mig, as the day progressed. But regardless, we're glad you're here. You made it in time. Jason Blewitt, Richard Migliore alongside, and wherever you guys are, we hope you're bundled up. We're cozy in the studio, but I'll tell you, man, you could really see the wind picking up, and I think even you heard it outside your office.
Yeah, it was really, and you could hear it outside my office, but when I went out to do the post-race interviews, you could feel how much the temperature dropped. And what's problematic about this wind, Jason, is it's coming north to south. A lot of times we see the wind coming off of Jamaica Bay going south to north. So obviously with the north wind coming in, it's bringing those cold temperatures with it.
We got in all 8 races today. First race post of 1:20. We hope to be in action here tomorrow, Mother Nature willing. First race scheduled post is 12:25. We've got the ladies handicap. That'll go as our featured third race. More on that in a few moments. And even though it's cold and this has been a trying winter on a number of different fronts, one thing remains the same, though, with the winter racing season. The 3-year-olds at this time of the year are learning more about these developing colts and fillies, and that's really where we begin regarding today's headlines. And El Kabir, your winner of the Jerome last month here, or soon to be last month, it's the second to last day of January, he actually had a workout this morning at Belmont Park.
Yeah, under Simon Harris, who's done a terrific job working with John Terranova to get this horse to relax, to do things properly. Simon's very pleased with him. I was speaking with him down in the jockey's room. He's also a jockey's valet. And he said he finished well, 101 and change, but out in 13. It's a big move on the training track. And he seems to be coming into the Withers in at least as good a form as he went into the Jerome.
Tied for third currently in Kentucky Derby points with 11, along with International Star Carpe Diem, the leader regarding Derby points with 14. Now, one horse who won't be racking up Kentucky Derby points next Saturday in the Withers is Mathuk, the Shadwell-owned horse trained by Kieran McLaughlin, who was flown from Florida to New York with the intention of running next Saturday here at Aqueduct, but it sounds like he's come down with a tendon injury.
Yeah, it's a shame, and we saw this yesterday with Leave the Light On. You're going to have horses that are going to go by the wayside and open up spots in that Derby gate for other horses that are developing or waiting in the wings. Mathuk looks awful good breaking his maiden here. Unfortunately, we won't see him, but Kieran's going to be represented in the Withers.
Well, he's got a very deep bench. Classy Class is the one they're pointing for that stake next Saturday on the inner track. Ocean Knight, who broke his maiden very impressively right before the holiday break here at the Big A, scheduled to run tomorrow on a star-studded card at Tampa Bay Downs and the Sam Davis. So it certainly helps to have bullets in the chamber, and I think you need that at this time of the year.
Yeah, he has plenty of ammunition, and I think his job right now is to keep them separated, and it looks like he's doing a good job of that, as we're going to see one here at Aqueduct, one down at Tampa, and of course he has others at Gulfstream.
And a 2-year-old filly champion returning into action tomorrow afternoon out in the Midwest at Oaklawn Park in the 37th running of the Martha Washington. Take Charge Brandy, the 26th Eclipse Award champion for D. Wayne Lucas. She'll return, and she's got the outside post in the Martha Washington Stakes.
Yeah, in my estimation, she was a well-deserved 2-year-old filly champion. We're seeing her here in the Breeders' Cup, and I think this is when Victor Espinoza, who won't be honoring the Martha Washington, it's John Court there, learned that she doesn't want to get hit with the whip, and she really ran on. As long as she saw a challenge that she could face, she went on about her business. I think they've found this filly's whole card.
She'll be looking for 4 consecutive wins. Bit of an iron horse in that 2-year-old filly championship season, running 8 times, 4 victories, and we'll see what the story is first time out for D. Wayne in 2015. Regarding first time out, the inaugural Rego Park Stakes rescheduled from last Saturday. Stakes action on a Friday here at Aqueduct sounds pretty good to us. We hope that's the case with all of you, and here's Travis Stone with the call from the gate.
For Chasing Bubbles out to the back of the pack. Regal Minister breaks sharp and is heading out after that lead. Saratoga Dreamer toward the inside is away second. Here comes Breaking the Fever, racing up into second now. Fighting the rider hard is Breaking the Fever, second on the outside. Saratoga Dreamer comes away in third. Deficit Hawk into the race, fourth and on the outside. Drama King toward the rail, running in fifth, about 4 lengths to make up with a half mile to go. 3 more lengths back to Agent Van Alden, and a huge break back to the awkward starting Chasing Bubbles. So the field hits the far turn after a quarter in 23 and 2/5 seconds. 3 furlongs left to go. Breaking the Fever is coming up alongside of Regal Minister, and so too is Saratoga Dreamer 3 wide. Deficit Hawk is coming under some pressure. Stuck 4 wide by the quarter pole. Drama King is set to strike in behind, racing fourth. Top of the stretch, Regal Minister off the turn, grabs a 2-length lead. But here comes Saratoga Dreamer on the outside, coming with a bid as they head for the final furlong. Regal Minister down inside. Saratoga Dreamer grinding it out on the outside. And these two lock horns, 16th out. Saratoga Dreamer outside, down inside. Regal Minister fighting right to the line. Saratoga Dreamer outruns Regal Minister to the line, but that
gritty effort with Saratoga Dreamer, Mig, up from Florida, tried the dirt and proved best as a supplemental nominee to today's Regal Park.
Yeah, he really fell into a perfect trip, but what I liked about it was that he was able to take the kickback, and for a horse that's never been on the dirt before, at least in the afternoons, that's not an easy thing to do, and he did it like a professional.
Well, Christophe come out here for a reason, not the season, and a good 25 minutes or so for that barn. They won the 8th at Gulfstream. 10 minutes later, won the Regal Park. Erod Ortiz Jr. up on the son of elusive quality, who put away a stubborn Regal Minister in deep stretch. And perhaps the biggest prize of all, Erod got to catch up with the Mig after getting off Saratoga Dreamer.
All right, Saratoga Dreamer was in such good position. He looked like he was traveling great around the turn. You were fairly confident?
Yes, first thing I want to say, like always, thanks God and thanks the trainer and owner for giving me the opportunity to ride this nice horse. It's a nice New York break. He break out of there and he break very sharp. He just put me in a great position. I don't have to use my horse in the first part of the race, just saving and hold it together for the end, and he finished good.
And it looked like when he was getting the kickback, it was the first time because they were running turf. He didn't climb from the dirt or anything. He looked very settled.
No, that's one thing that I like from Christophe Clement. He always teach the babies very good. When before the race, most of the time he put him behind horse and get some dirt just in case when they get on the race. And I love that. So I wasn't very confident with the dirt. Put him right there. He get him pretty good. And when I get the clear, he give me a good kick.
It looked like you enjoyed yourself beating up on your little brother again, though. He was tough to get by.
He was tough. You know, his horse want to come back, and, you know, I'm trying to stay away, you know, to get a little more out, so I don't want to give the intention, the second reaction to the other horse. He's a nice horse, too.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And that's been the defining characteristic of Regal Minister. Win or lose, in his sprints, he has left it all on the track.
He does not want to be passed. You see him pin his ears and fight for it, and he did a smart thing, because you lean on a horse like that, he's going to fight you back. He is definitely a horse that doesn't shy away from a fight. And
a huge late pop in the win pool odds. Deficit Hawk, who was favored through most of the wagering, but bet down to 3 to 5, was up close, not far off Saratoga Dreamer. They straightened away, and he just plummeted.
Yeah, you could see going into the second turn, he wasn't going to run a big race. He was already struggling to hold position. And I think it underscores the fact how difficult it is to come from a maiden race right into a stakes race, albeit, you know, against restricted horses that have more experience, and they've kind of been shown the game a little bit.
Christophe Clement, 4th win on the inner track for his barn over the last 5 years. Good stuff with Saratoga Dreamer. As we get on to a pretty nice group of older maiden special weight horses who went to the post and battled in Friday's 4th.
La partida no demora.
And the rough. Flag on the plate toward the inside, off to a good start. Tajri there on the outside. Also up close is Reach for Yield. Cosmo Blue fires up on through 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and challenging for that lead. Perfect American on the far outside comes away 5th. Relentless Ride toward the inside and 6th by 2. Leander's at the back, about 5 lengths behind as they head for the half-mile pole. Flag on the play, head-to-head with Cosmo Blue. Tajri 3 wide on the outside, only a half length behind, running in 3rd. First quarter's up in 23 and 4 5 seconds. A break of 2 lengths back. Perfect American has taken over 4th, now is on the move. Relentless Ride is back in 5th toward the rail. Leander starting to get going from the back of the pack. 6 lengths to make up as Reach for Yield has tailed off to last. Heading for the top of the stretch. Flag on the play is still in front. Tajri now seconded outside. Giving it up is Cosmo Blue as the field. It's the top of the stretch. Flag on the play is in front. Tajri second. Relentless Ride swings off the inside. Now running in 3rd. Perfect American in 4th. Leander in 5th. 8th pole now. Flag on the play, driving on a 2-length lead. Tajri's been trying to get by Perfect American and Leander on the far outside, down to the line. Flag on the play, a 2-length winner. Aleander up for second. Taz
No drama, no judges were needed. Flag on the play, coasted clear, even money, a good claim for Linda Rice.
Yeah, really good claim. A son of Bernardini, really looked good. I mean, he faced challenges. Looked like he might get swallowed up, particularly by the Shadwell runner, Tashri, but had an answer. Good to see Cornelio Velasquez not missing a beat. He jumped right back in with both feet and won back-to-back days.
Right, he was off for about a month and a half, had that broken collarbone before the holidays here in mid-December, returned to action yesterday, won the 5th race for David Jacobson, and here he goes for his another major client on the inner track and Linda Rice. Antonio Muccio, the winning owner, and he's a guy, along with Linda, who's not afraid to spend some serious cash in the claim box, and of course I go back to Antonio and Linda claiming Palace, and that's worked out pretty well.
Well, I think that probably gives a guy a lot of confidence to put up some extra cash. When you get a horse like Palace, kind of justifies a couple of the bad claims you might have along the way.
We've got more inter-track action and a very tough and grizzled group of veteran sprinters coming up after this quick timeout on the Friday edition of Aqueduct Insider. Back here at the Big A, the assistant starters, they do such a terrific job. Snow on the main, snow on the turf, snow on the infield, but the inner track in tip-top shape. And as Jason Blewitt and Richard Migliore welcome you back to Aqueduct Insider, I like the crew we have forthcoming in race 6. And what was it like in your riding days to get aboard a tough horse, tough claimer that ran rain, sleet, snow, shine, Saratoga, Aqueduct, Belmont? Had to be a pretty good feeling.
That's the heart and soul of the game, those horses. They show up every time, and you can count on them. They're like an honest person that shows up and works hard, not looking to duck work, but do what they need to do to get it done. And this group is actually a perfect example of that.
A combined 54 victories with the horses about to meet and sprint 3/4 on the inner track in race 6. We go back to the man from Screwn Lake, Travis Stone, who will call his first Kentucky Derby in May, and he's got the call from the gate.
And they're off. And Royal Courier racing out after that lead. And just like that, it's in front by 2. Pecan comes away running in second. Hop skipping away on the outside is third. Doc Allman is chasing fourth toward the rail by another 2. Nonstop comes on for 5th and is already 7 or 8 lengths off the pacemaker. In the beat is at the back with Hurry Up Allen as they race by the half. Royal Courier throws down a quarter in 23 seconds flat and is opened up by 5 for the run to the far turn. Royal Courier is well clear. Pecan giving chase second and inside with Hop skipping away right alongside in third. Doc Allman is revving up on the outside fourth. Doc Allman's putting in a bit outside the quarter pole. 4 lengths back from there to in the beat. Down inside, Hurry Up Allen cuts the corner, but a lot of ground to make up. They're at the top of the stretch. Royal Courier, the lead is down to 3 as Doc Allman has moved into second as they head for that final furlong. Royal Courier's a leg-weary leader. Here comes Doc Allman on the outside, and Doc Allman from off the pace to take charge. And Pecan on the outside is finishing well too. Royal Courier is back to third, but on the wire from off the pace, it's Doc Allman by 2.5. Pecan was second. Royal Courier was third. Farther back in the beat, Hurry Up Allen or Nonstop.
Blazing speed, too fast for his own good. Royal Courier, who was the odds-on favorite, he has nothing at crunch time. And Doc Allman, who was stalking, got the money in race 6.
He got a perfect trip under Angel Cruz, getting his 3rd win of the day, 2nd win of the day for trainer Gary Gullo. Royal Courier is so fast, and Israel Rodriguez is a young rider. I think he asked him a bit too much away from the gate. A horse like that, you can't tap him on the shoulder and basically ignite him out of the gate and then expect to get him back. You have to be very quiet, and I think he might have learned a lesson with this particular horse.
And I have a feeling this 6th race might be a popular item a bit later in the show when we talk about the Friday claims here at the Big A. But for Doc Allman, as you noted, Mig, 3 for Angel Cruz, 2 today for Gary Gullo, and 2 for Gary combined with owner Donald Pizer. So some good stuff all around, a good Friday for those guys.
Yep.
And real fast, let's talk about Gary Gullo. He's got 6 wins over the last 30 days here at Aqueduct. There hasn't been 30 cars. We haven't had a ton of racing with the weather and the cancellations. But a guy just seems like year in and year out does a great job with the stock he gets.
And he really does. And when things aren't going well, it's just because he doesn't have the stock in his barn. Now, obviously, when he has it, he knows how to win. He's a good horseman, and he's been consistent. And to me, I say it all the time, consistency is a mark of excellence.
And he's worth a follow on Twitter. If you're not following at Gary Gullo, you are missing out as we get to the Friday Furious 5 here on Insider. Let's do it. Back up to Travis Stone for the calls of 1, 2, 3, 5, and 8.
Samus, they're third and fourth together. So the field is the top of the stretch, and Daryl has come on to take the lead now and is opening up on Secret Militaire, who's left behind in second. Folly Fashion third. Samus is back in fourth. Furlong to go, and Daryl is opening up by the 8th pole. Now by 3, now by 4, Daryl finishing full of run to win the opener going away. Daryl first, it will be Secret Militaire second, Folly Fashion third, Samus fourth. By the quarter pole, just caddy with plenty left for the final stretch drive. Comes very wide off the turn, though. 6, maybe 7 pats out there. Nonetheless, with a 2-length lead down to the 8th pole. Radiant Cut coming through toward the inside. Supsa down at the rail running in third. Hoop Skirt is now fourth, down to the final 16th. And Just Caddy continues on strong through the stretch, in the middle of the stretch, and continues to go wider to the line, but it's going to win by 6. Just Caddy on the line first. Tight for second. Radiant Cut or Supsa. Farther in behind the leaders as the field hits the top of the stretch. ZZZ in front, but here comes Private Irving A, who comes up on the outside and veers in a bit there. ZZZ had to check. Down inside, No More Strippers is fighting on. Here's No More Strippers back in front. Private Irving A with all the momentum, and these two are going to lock in battle down to the final 16th. No More Strippers inside. Private Irving A outside. Private Irving A, No More Strippers. Private Irving A got it on the wire by a nose. Good effort from No More Strippers. 4 lengths back, Al Sable River. Dulce de Leche is off the turn with a 2-length lead. Take Issue's been chasing around the far turn, but is still second, but is now starting to find some stride on the outside. Down to the final furlong. Dulce de Leche is in front. Take Issue comes up alongside, and now Take Issue has taken over the lead. And it is Take Issue pulling away from Dulce de Leche, who's back in second. Farther back, Busted Handle will be third. Under the line, it is Take Issue, a 4-length winner. Dulce de Leche leading Kanzig, who hits the top of the stretch after a quarter in 24 and 2. Betty Bing Bing has been second. Kiss Cat toward the inside. Started up, continues to make progress, has moved into second on the outside. Warm Front swings wide for the final 1/8 of a mile. Kanzig still the leader, length and a half. Started up, continues to plug away, but is still a length behind with a 16th to go. It's Kanzig in front. Started up, final try. Here's the wire. Kanzig holds on. The winner by a long neck to Start It Up, who runs second. Farther
4 to 5, Kanzig narrowly got the money over a big long shot at race number 9. No pick-6 carryover, my friend, into a cold Saturday card, as Kanzig was the only horse covered in the pick-6. Stewart's, however, had a bit of adjudicating to do back in race number 3. Megan, you could take us through. We'll take a few different looks at Private Irving A cutting off ZZZ, who's in the turquoise.
Yeah, Private Irving A, I mean, she just really took all the ground from ZZZ and actually went on to bump the eventual winner, the horse placed first, No More Strippers. You got to make a better effort than this, and I can't say it any clearer than that. Israel Rodriguez, you know your horse is lugging in. You know she's trying to take the fillies ground. Don't just look at him. Make the effort. If you spend less time looking back at him and more time straightening your horse, potentially you don't come down, and it's a shame because ZZZ was done at the time,
right.
But I think the stewards are sending a clear message. We want the riding to be cleaner and better, and it should be. This is New York.
Guilty was the call. Ruben Silvera, John Toscano Jr., they were the beneficiaries with No More Strippers, who last ran a couple times at least down at Parks and was trying his hand on the inner track for the first time today. A bit of an upset there, 5-6 to 1 or so in race number 3. A much shorter price, however, with the Frost Giant New York Bred standout on this chilly Friday at Aqueduct as we go back to the Rego Park, the featured 7th race. Saratoga Dreamer, there was no daydreaming involved. He was all business on the inner track. What Christophe Clement say? I know you called him after the race.
Yeah, I actually got to speak with Christophe, and he said the horse had trained brilliantly on turf in the summer. That's why he started him there. But he's been training brilliantly on dirt in the winter down in Florida, so he shipped him up here for this. Now he's going to take him back to Florida to freshen him a bit. But this horse is so much like the Frost Giants. Surface doesn't matter, and distance doesn't seem to matter, and this is just a talented racehorse, and that's what you get when you go to Frost Giant.
There's the man, a Suburban winner with Rudy Rodriguez up for Rick Dutrow Jr. a few years back at Belmont Park, standing for $10K at Keen Stud. Give Eric Bishop a call or an email. Angel Cruz, I think, safe to say, the riding star on today's card. And how about 5-pound apprentice, Deep Colony, a young Colony, but a Deep Colony. What's it like for a bug boy to win 3? even at Aqueduct in late January.
Oh, it's so exciting. You're in the Big Apple. This is New York. This is the heart and soul of racing, and you want to make an impression here. And as the song says, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
Indeed. I think the man sitting next to me knows a thing or two about that. Look at that sunset, by the way, in the background. Just gorgeous with David Jacobson atop the trainer standings. 19 victories. Linda Rice, who had flag on the play earlier today, was 16. And our man Gary Gullo with the training double. Blue-collar stable. 11 wins. Good stuff.
Good to see Gary up there on the leaderboard, too, and winning at a high percentage as well.
Let's move on to the owner standings. Michael Dubb in action tomorrow. Belle Gallanty was purchased off of him at Keeneland November, and being essentially rented to him, she'll put her hand on the line, and of course that good form from last year on the line in tomorrow's featured third race, the ladies.
Well, she's going to have to improve off her last effort, but we'll take a look at that a little later on.
Fair enough. 3 claims out of that 6th race, and it's funny, Royal Courier, odds on every step of the way through the betting. He's 1-2. An old tough pro, no claims for the quarter, but a 5-way shake for the winner, Doc Almond.
It shows you how sharp the claiming stables are around here. And Gary Gullo lost Doc Almond in the race, but that stall's not going to stay empty, as he's going to bring Hurry Up Allen home, and he'll be having dinner in his barn tonight.
And nonstop. Reclaimed by Robert Falcone Jr., who's deputizing for Dave Canizzo. That horse was going good for that outfit over the fall at Belmont Park. Bit of a head case at times, but I'm curious to see what nonstop can do down the road off the reclaim as we look down the road to a Saturday preview, Belle Gallanty, and a lot more. Pretty sunset. Looking beyond Equestria's here at the Big A with that fresh covered snow on the apron and on the main track. A winter wonderland at New York City's racetrack. We're in the home stretch, just passing the quarter pole with our Saturday preview upcoming on the show. It's the MIG, it's Jason, it's all of you. Thank you for staying with us. The 143rd Ladies, a race with a lot of history and prestige.
A lot of history, a lot of great mares have ran in it and won it. Some champions. It's always a race that usually doesn't disappoint. I guess that's the best way to put it.
I think that is a good way to put it. Now, not disappointing was not what Belle Gallanty did last time out. She's running here New Year's Day in the Affectionately. She's 3-5 against 7 horses, and this former Grade 1 winner, 2-time Grade 1 winner, was completely empty.
She was empty. She took up a stalking position, looked like she had every opportunity, and she just didn't come up with any response. As we were watching her win the Belle Dame, her most impressive victory of last year, it'll be interesting to see if the Belle Gallanty that we were used to seeing last summer shows up.
Penwith. Coming out of a good effort against Shea Jolie, the 2015 Affectionately America, who's a filly on the improve, nipped both these horses at the wire, nipped Penwith, in fact, in a tight photo. Do you like Penwith off this tough loss?
You know, I think she ran too hard, and to get beat like this, I think there's a demoralizing factor in this. I don't see her running as big a race back, although is it possible she could get loose in here? And that's, you know, how she ran effectively last time.
Short field. She does look like the controlling speed. But Fernando Hara, who is back aboard for Keir McLaughlin and Artie Magnuson. Mobin and Dixie, who I've always liked. She's normally big prices when she starts. She's been at times, not that she wins all that often, but she's an overachiever who's picked up some checks in some pretty tough spots, perhaps most recently in the Go for One.
Yeah, and if she runs her Go for One, you'd have to think she's going to be pretty tough here. I mean, that's a good enough race to win this race, especially if Belle Gallanty doesn't show up and run her A race. I thought this was a real good run from her. Interesting, you know, Jimmy Toner usually winters in Florida, but this mare's been here the whole time. It seems like I like when those horses come out of Florida.
Right.
You know.
Saratoga Dreamer.
Yeah.
He was down there, came up here at a fast breeze on the Belmont training track in the Rego Park. Well, that was all they wrote, but best of luck to Mobin and Dixie. And very curious to see how Belle Gallanty does, as is her trainer, Rudy Rodriguez, who caught up with Richie earlier today.
Rudy, Belle Gallanty looked like she was going to be retired. Michael Dubb leased her back. You have her back in the barn. She didn't run so well last time. What do you expect from her tomorrow?
I expect her to bounce back. You know, she's been training very good. Maybe she needed a race. I know she's a little light right now, but she looked like she's coming into the race very good, so hopefully she gives us a good race.
Do you like the way she's training this time better than last time?
Yeah, she's, you know, since she got here, we was trying to take it easy with her. I guess we don't got it nice and tight because the weight was little light. But right now she looks good. I would like to put we like to see a little bit more weight on her, but we don't got that much time. So give him a good chance, and she's coming up. I don't look for excuses. You know, she's she's got a good pose, and I know she's got a lot of weight, but she deserves to carry the high weight. So hopefully she gives us a good race.
Rudy, to me, it always seems like she runs her best races when she's able to be on the lead. It looks like there's some other speed tomorrow. Do you know what your tactics will be?
I'm gonna just tell Manny just break from the gate and take it from there. If they want to follow us, follow us. This is probably gonna be the last race for her, so must as well take advantage of. And Manny is a very good rider from the gate, so hopefully she can break good and improve her position.
Good luck.
Thank you.
It worked last weekend with Blewitt and her potential swan song. Will it work tomorrow with Belle Gallanty, high weight, 123 pounds? Rudy sounds like he's happy with the way she's progressed post-affectionately, still not 100% confident.
Yeah, that's what I took from the interview, too, that he's not entirely confident that, that she's going to run her best race, but she may not have to run her best race to win tomorrow. I do think she's most effective on the lead, and I think if I'm on her, I got to go.
Manny Franco with the ride from Post 2 under a $123. Best of luck to Belle Gallanty as we move on to a man that seemingly needs no luck. It's Andy Serling, our ace handicapper, with the Saturday play.
Okay, I got an idea for Saturday. Looking for a horse that's going to be a bit of a price. How about the fourth race, breaking from the rail, Wish and a Prayer for trainer Carlos Martin, coming off a layoff. Horse has never been in a dry track. Took some money first time out and showed extreme speed before giving it up. But you know what? We'll get a dry track on Saturday, and perhaps this horse's speed can be put to good use, and he can wire the field. So I'm looking at Wish and a Prayer in the fourth race on Saturday.
6 p.m. post time for the Saturday edition of Aqueduct Insider. And, of course, if you're not following the Naira Twitter feed, you're not on the Naira Facebook, you're missing out. And, obviously, that's a place to look to early on to see if we're running.
Yeah, absolutely, to get updated information and to see before you make your plans to come out. Hopefully, it's not going to be as cold and as windy. I think the wind's the big factor.
Well, we ended today's card a little after 4:30. We're glad you've tuned in. In fact, the fastest 30 minutes in all thoroughbred racing has come and gone. We'll give ourselves on the show maybe a buyer of 105 tonight. Again, 6 o'clock tomorrow night on MSG+. Have a great Saturday here at the races. Don't forget that late pick 4. And for the Mig and myself, we say good night.